welcome back guys to today's library episode on the Ouija board. I'm Ricky, this is Brendan, and together we're ETFW. This episode of the library, we're going to be going over the origins of the Ouija board, rules, and also recommendations. Now, we personally have used the Ouija board ourselves on and off camera with no definitive results. This is mainly a video for anyone who is interested in the Ouija board, its origins, and how to safely use it. With that said, let's get into the video.
The Ouija board as we know it today first appeared in 1891 in the United States of America. Now, it was originally advertised as the wonderful talking board, which was said to be a magical device that would answer questions about the past, the present, and the future. And it promised never-ending amusement and recreation for all the classes, a link between the known and the unknown, the material and the immaterial. The trademarked name Ouija is now generally used for all talking boards, but the name was coined by Helen Peters, a medium who was using the board with her brother-in-law Elijah Bond one night in 1890 in Baltimore. Now, when she asked what they should call it, the planchette spelled out Ouija, which the board told her meant good luck. The building where Peters named the board is now a 7-Eleven convenience store, which also has a plaque commemorating the event on the wall. Now, Peters got the first patent on the Ouija board, but the business was soon taken over by the American entrepreneur William Ford, who began to market the board, especially in national catalogs like Sears, and continued to sell the board up until his unfortunate death in 1927, in which his family continued to run the business until 1966, when they sold it to Parker Brothers, which was also later bought by Hasbro. Now, this game is a flat board, with the letters of the alphabet arrayed in 2 semicircles above the numbers 0 through to 9, and the words yes and no in the uppermost corners, goodbye at the bottom, accompanied by a planchette, which is a tear-shaped object, usually with a small window in the body which is used to maneuver around the board. The Ouija board first gained fame at the end of the 19th century due to the obsession with the spiritualism and the belief that the dead are able to communicate with the living. The board also offered solace to an era where the average lifespan was much less lower than ours today and would offer people to communicate with lost loved ones, friends, family, and perhaps something more sinister. Today, however, the board is used by people who wish to communicate with spirits, young who wish to try something exciting, and it is also featured in various movies and TV shows.
Now, Hasbro has written a few rules for the Ouija board, which are as followed. Set the board either on the player's lap or on a table of 2 players. If there are additional players, they can take notes and act as scribes. Put the planchette on the wooden board, letter side up, in the center. Both players place fingertips lightly on the planchette. Everyone should concentrate. Take turns when asking questions, but everyone needs to agree and focus on the question. Speak slowly and clearly, and wait for the Ouija board to answer. Now, these are the rules that are written by Hasbro. However, over the years of the creation from the Ouija board, there have been a large number of unwritten rules, which we'll go over right now. Take the board seriously. Assign one person to ask the questions. Now, no matter how many people are in the room, assign one person as the official questioner. This way, any spirits connecting through the Ouija board know when to answer, since sometimes sessions with a lot of people can get chaotic, with everyone suggesting questions to ask. The questioner should be one of the 2 people with their fingertips on the planchette. Don't taunt or provoke spirits. Enter the dialogue with a matter of respect. Don't demand spirits to answer you. Taunt or antagonize the spirits. Treat any spirits you encounter with kindness and respect. Many people also feel provoking may cause the spirit to become aggressive. Always close out your session. It's important to break the energy with any spirit you contact by closing every Ouija session. Even if you don't think you have contacted a spirit or entity, it's important to close the session to dispel any energy you have built up. To do this, thank the spirit for communicating, let them know you are done, and then slide the planchette to goodbye. Turn the planchette and or board upside down and put it away. People who have also touched the planchette during the session may also wish to touch the ground to earth themselves, or run their hands on the cold water to break any energetic contact. Always put the board away. Never leave the planchette sitting on a board and walk away, because this leaves the energetic connection open. Stop playing if the board starts behaving erratically. Many believe that if the board suddenly begins to behave erratically, you should stop playing and close out the session, because it may indicate the presence of a negative entity. Some signs which may indicate it's time to close the session include: if the planchette begins making a figure of 8 on the board, the infinity symbol; if the planchette begins counting down numbers or going through the alphabet either forward or backwards; if the planchette makes a rainbowing arc back and forth between 2 letters, number, or responses; if the planchette spells out the names Zozo, Zaza, Zo, or Abacus; if the planchette flies off the table or the board; or any time you feel uncomfortable. Use a light touch. Place your fingers only very lightly on the planchette. Use only the tips of the middle and index fingers of each hand. You should easily be able to slip a piece of paper or shine a light between your fingers and the planchette. This can help eliminate the ideometer effect of the other person intentionally moving the planchette. Don't play when afraid. If you're afraid or have any negative emotion at the time, do not play. Fear can cause all sorts of unintended responses and consequences. Always be in a peaceful and positive frame of mind before using the board. Be patient. Be patient and don't get discouraged. Sometimes it takes a while to connect, or for any entities to begin moving the planchette. The planchette may move very slowly at times, which is fine. In this case, make sure you have a third person acting as a scribe to record the letters as they arise. Some other tips you can use to enhance your Ouija board sessions may be the use of cleansing chants, in conjunction with burning sage, or use of ringing bells or a singing bowl. Some well-known chants are as follows: with this burning of sage, I cleanse this room of all negative energies. As this sage burns, so does the negative energies accumulated here. With this incense, let the frequency of the energies in this room rise to a higher realm. Let the energies of this room lift with the ringing of this bell. May all energies present rise to the frequency of the bell and lift away all oppressing energies. Lift the energies of this space to that of the bell and cleanse all negative energies.
Now, you can use chants to open your Ouija board session as well. Now, once seated at the table with the participants, select a chant and repeat it 3 times. You only need to use one chant, but some people prefer to use a couple of chants together. Now, this is a personal choice. So if it feels better to repeat 2 chants together 3 times, you can do so. You may prefer to say a prayer, but the choice is strictly up to you. Now, you can use a bell or a singing bowl to summon the spirits, and a few of those possible chants are as follows: let the spirits of the light hear the bell as I call them to join us in this session. Only beings of light are invited to this sacred space as I light this candle. Spirits of the light willing to join us, hear this bell and come into our circle. Welcome, light beings, join our circle. You do also want to create the right ambience. Now, the elements that you choose to use in creating the right atmosphere for your session depends on what makes you feel personally safe, at ease, and secure. Some elements you can use include a few candles of a color that resonate with you, creating a ring of salt around you and those participating in the session for protection. Place black crystals or any other crystals in which you feel a connection with around the board. And when ending your Ouija board session, there are a few important steps you should always carry out. Now, there are some general chants to use when closing off a Ouija board session. Now, it's like telling guests the party is over and seeing them to the door to wish them good night. If a spirit has joined you, then thank them by name and tell them goodbye. Some mediums like to say or sing a closing chant. Some of those chants are goodbye and thank you. Join us next time. Until then, we part ways. Goodbye. This session has ended. We close the circle. Thank you and goodbye. 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 Our gratitude for your time. Your presence was appreciated. We say goodbye for now. Safe travel back to your realm. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So with that said, guys, do hope you enjoyed this episode of The Library. We hope that this video gave you a little bit more information on the Ouija board and perhaps a little bit more knowledge on how to safely use it. Now, we will just say, if you do decide to use the Ouija board, do it at your own risk and take everything into moderation. There are plenty of stories out there, both good and bad, involving the Ouija board. Now, we both have personally used it multiple times, and we've never really had any success, and that doesn't necessarily mean that we do not believe in the Ouija board. Just want to say, be careful in doing this sort of stuff. You don't know what you're dealing with, and when it comes to the paranormal and the unknown, it really truly is the unknown. You do not know what you're contacting, you do not know what you're talking to, and you do not know what is coming through the board. With that said, guys, this is the last episode of the library. Just for a short while, we are excited to say that we are going to be filming investigations again for season 2 of Haunted. Now, we have a ton of really awesome locations lined up for this season. Now, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has followed us up until now and everyone who's joined our community. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who gives us support and gives us the motivation to keep making awesome videos. Now, if you guys did enjoy the video and you are new here, feel free to subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the like button and comment down below on your Ouija board experiences. We'd love to hear some of the stories you guys have to tell, and I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that have used it and perhaps had success.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys, we're ETFW. We'll catch you in the next video.
See you next time.